Hey, this is Steven from LegitTechTutorials, and we are back to my Code Flow Fridays. Of course, this is Saturday. I was busy with some stuff um, Friday, so I had to push it to Saturday, so it's 1 o'clock p.m. Saturday, and we are working on, again, Code Flow. So we are back to our Trello, looking at how things are doing, and I forgot last time that we're going to move the markup system to in progress, as that is what we're working on. So now we are working on the code editor and the markup system, and I'm going to focus on those two, and then work on the mouseless nav, mouse gestures and the automatic comments, and then import existing code and such. So importing existing code is probably going to be, I'm going to say automatic comments is obviously last, because in order to have automatic comments, you have to have existing code that you're going to go back and comment. So in order for that to work, you're going to have to import existing code. And then of course, somewhere around there, I'm going to have to be able to save it to profiles on the CodeFlow system, and to be able to work with it so that somebody could load it, save and then load a project. So today, what I think we're going to be doing today is we're going to be working on that markup system again. So let's go ahead and move this. This is of more precedence. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going back to Unity, and we're going to be working inside the Rect Transforms. So we're going to the canvases and stuff. And we're going to be moving, we're going to be working on that in code so we could automatically generate it. So when I hit a button, or we're also going to be creating prefabs of those. So we're going to go back, create the general layout that we want, generate a prefab from that, so that when I hit a new list, sort of like Trello, when I hit this, so basically this would be a prefab, this would be a, so this is the prefab that I'm talking about. So this is the prefab, and then when I hit add list, so this is the prefab, is the title, and the add card. So when I hit this add list on, of course right now I'm talking about CodeFlow, because like I said, we're going to be modeling it after Trello. So when I hit this add list, what it does is it allows you to write something in there, just like this text box here says add a list, or whatever. In this case, you don't really need the save button, you just hit enter and it saves, or whatever. You enter out, that's automatically built into the input field, so I'm not going to worry about the save. So you write whatever, hit save, and then if you notice, now you have the add list is pushed to this next piece. So it adds this piece in here and then moves the add list over. So I need to be able to manipulate this inside of the scroll, the scroll view, to be able to push this further on the screen. So once I add this, so let me show you that again. When I press this and add some stuff in here, I save that, and I close it. It's not going to work like that. It's going to have to, you hit add a list again. So it pushes this into that point and then moves the add list button over. So I need to be able to do that. Kind of like those in the trash can. Anyways, whatever. I'll work on that later. Alright, so that's what we're doing. We've got Unity open. So this is kind of what we're talking about. So this is going to be the prefab here. So we could, so we're going to need to generate this prefab when I hit this button, and then we're going to need this button to move over. And that is the basis of the, basis of the UI here. So by doing that, we're basically getting really close to being ready. Also, we need to have it to where it puts it here. And I don't know if I would need to do the anchors correctly. I might just have this be able to be dragged. Also, I don't want it to be able to be how can I drag it? Oh, is this? Oh, I guess it's type draggable. I don't want it to be type draggable. Okay, so segment 1, some of the content draggable. Oh, Is it because I have... No. Elastic deceleration rate. Huh, nothing on there says... Okay, so this for example would be the so we're gonna add this like that. And then for right now, we're going to create a prefab out of this. So let's just call this list bar. But in this case, it would be action bar. Or this would be segment bar. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create a prefab from that. And then, so here I'm going to need to have prefabs. Folder for prefab. And basically what a... Oops. Oh man. It's gonna let me edit. I'm just going to delete it, create another one. Basically, what a prefab is it's a predefined object that when you instantiate it inside your scene, it has all those attributes to it. So basically, every single time that I instantiate this, it will have everything attached to it. So what I need to do is go to segment bar. And, oh, I remember what I have to do now. I go into prefab bar, I go prefab, I'm going to create a prefab. Prefab. And this prefab I'm going to call action bar. And then I'm going to, oh sorry, this is segment. And I did it again. Create prefab segment bar. And then I'm going to drag this object into the segment bar. So now, when I look in here, I have the viewport, scrolling horizontal, scrolling vertical, and I should have stuff attached to it. So when I drag, oops, can't drag into the game. Oh, it has to be inside of the viewport. Inside the content. Well, there it is. Okay. Under the UI, let's delete that. Let's drag it in again. Drag it under content. of strange that it wouldn't. I think what it is. Oh, that's why. Segment bar is at the wrong Z position. It's supposed to be 0. This also has a different scale. It's hella far over there. There she is. Okay, so it was just in the wrong spot. So what I need to do is when you press this button, it grabs the location, the X, and it will instantiate that in there at the scale of this guy and etc. So that way, if you have the starting out screen size, it should always look at how this scales. So right off the bat, this will automatically be built so that whenever that guy scales to the screen, it does so correctly. Because I believe that you're going to have issues with the anchors. So yeah, it looks good. It's weird that button moves around, but whatever. So let's not maximize on play, let's just set it up for this here. Okay, so that looks good for right now. So segment bar is working how we want it to work. So now let's work on attaching this button. So this button is going to be called, and it's going to be in content. And also another thing is that when we add that segment bar, we need to add it as a child to the content. So here's the segment bar that we don't need any more content. What is the button? Oh, here's the button. This is supposed to be in content. There we go. Text, and this is going to be add. Add segment. And then this will be add segment button. And then this will also be a prefab. So whenever we change this in here, you just drag it down to update the prefab. Prefab. And this we want to be add segment button. Okay, add segment button. Close that. Push that to add segment button. Now the add segment button's in there. So whenever we put it in there, and then of course we put it in content, and it's too big, so you go to add segment button. So again, we need to have it do all this correct position stuff. And then, so this one's way too, yeah. I don't know why it defaults there, because this should be identical Rect Transform. Anyways, copy component, oops. Copy component, oops. Paste component. And then go into the move tool and scooch it over. Alright, so one of the things that it's going to need to do when it indents itself in the Rect Transform, which we see here, we need it to indent the size of this piece. So let's look. So if this overlaps, so what exactly do we have to change inside the Rect Transform? So here we're at position, and this, I'm going to assume that's position X, yes. Okay, position X2, we shouldn't really need this, but we'll see if we need it. I have multiple calcs open. Okay, 216, and then if we get rid of 160, it should be, so let's say this is 216, oops. And then we go to the second add segment button. It should be 160 over. Yeah, so minus 160 plus the gap. So that's all we have to do there. So whenever we add segment, we have to grab the size of the button inside of here. We have to grab the width and then just indent it. Alright, so looking good so far. So this would bring up the first this is not supposed to be in there. It's supposed to be in script. Oh, that's just those are just text files. So that's going to be the first thing that we need: code buffer, mouse control, and then we're going to create a create new C# script. And I believe I'm going to have to go in here because I have it open with Visual Studio. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to do mono develop. This one's going to be called view control. And no mono behavior description. Okay, so I'm using mono develop. That's good. Alright, so let's double click this. First script we're working on, on from scratch inside of this project. So let me go ahead and minimize that while it's up. Let's do it on this side. Okay, nah, that's not what I want. Oops. Actually, I want it on the, there you go. Okay. Whoa. Alright. There you go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to get these Rect Transforms, and we are going to also put in a Prefab, which I believe it's just an object or something. I'm going to have to, we'll see if we get that far, but right now what I need to do is I need to have it to where it grabs that add segment, the add segment, and also I'm probably going to have to rename this. I don't really like. Anyways, we'll leave it that name right now. We'll change it later. Anyways, so we are going to take the rect positions of these, of one of them. Take it, and then we're just, for right now, we're just going to move the button over. So if we could just move the button over. So actually this doesn't need to be in a prefab because we only need one add segment button for the entire thing, and then it just moves over. So we actually don't need that, we just need to move this over. So that's a good thing, because that's easier to start out with than instantiating inside of the engine. Okay, so here we are in mono develop working in C#. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a public, so let's go ahead and figure out. That being said, I'm starting to get some weirdness going on. Rect Transform. I don't know if I have to extend that. Okay, cool. Public seal class, position size, anchor, and pivot information for rectangle. Okay, position size. Okay, so that's what I want. A Rect Transform, and then this is going to be the add segment button. And this is going to be public. So again, if we're doing debugging out of the start, make sure that you start out everything in public, because that is what you're going to use to attach everything together. And then what we're going to do here is I'm pretty sure we're not going to want to start, but we'll leave it there right now. We're going to go inside of, actually what it's going to be is it's probably going to be it's going to be its own method. So basically we're going to attach the method to that button, so when you press the button, it moves your button over. It moves the add segment button over. So I'm going to say move, or add, let's do add segment move. Camel cap. It didn't automatically finish my brackets. I love it when they do that. So we're going to have also this, I'm going to have it I'm going to have it pass it a Rect Transform. So let's just have this be, inside here for right now. So let's just comment that guy out. And then what I'm going to have it do is have it pass its own Rect Transform. I believe, something like that. Anyways, pass it its Rect Transform, and then I'm going to do add segment dot. Okay, and then it's probably going to be position X or something. Look, scale. Okay, position dot X. Equals its position. So this again. Oh, and then we're going to want a public int gap equals like, so the other one was 160, let's make it like 5. And then here, I believe, as we saw, so this is the positive, this is the negative, so we want it to go in the positive direction. So position.x plus its size, so add segment button dot width Rect Transform. Okay, the local corners and variables, variable angle position. I think I want local position. Yeah, I don't want position in world space. I want position, I want local position. So this, I want it to be local. Oh, it's camel capped. So then we want local scale. Okay, let's look at local scale. Oops. The transform, we're going to need that. Okay, let's just see what happens when we try to build that. Oh, let's just hard code the size right now. Plus 160 plus gap. Gonna modify. This is going to have to be copied exactly like this, transform out local position. And then we're going to have to do it this way because it's very strict with C#. Okay, that's weird. Local position equals new vector 3, and then we have this be the x position, then we have the y position is equal to its local position at y. Y, and then its local position, and then its local position again. Oops. At its z position. Vector 3. Alright. So, now it's built, we're going to add it into wherever I'm adding. I think I'm adding it. Where am I adding my scripts to? I think I took it out. So let's call this script controller create empty, and I usually call this, just rename this script controller, or script holder. And then the script holder basically holds all my scripts, pretty much. Otherwise, it's just completely blank. So what I'm going to do for right now is I'm actually going to hard code this like I had up here. So I'm going to get rid of this. Have it hard coded for right now because there's only one in the scene. I don't need to. Now there's only one in the scene. So I'm going to add the view controller. Oops. Add the view controller to script controller. I'm going to take the and add the add segment bar. And now I need to, when that add segment bar is pressed on click, I need it to go to the runtime, object, script, and script holder. I need it to call inside the view control. Oh crap. Make sure to always make everything public. That's why that wouldn't see it. Okay, go back, add segment button. Boom, add segment move. Alright. Okay, there. Variable view controls not do something. What the hell? I don't know what happened there. Boom! There it is, and now it's moving. So, I just need to go in there and adjust, so that's good. I think I'm going to go a little bit over time and try to get it to instantiate this second one over. So that's going to be difficult, but we'll give that a try. So I need to go in there and be able to figure out what this, the scale of this is, of this segment bar. So that's what I'll be doing after this video, figuring out which variable just inside of the Rect Transform do I need to do to figure out the width. Of course, I could figure out the width by looking at the left corner and the right corner and then figuring out, because it had on there left and right corner. Anyways, so we're going to go back into view control, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have public void add So I probably need to rename that to segment button move. So I'm going to call this I'm going to call this add new segment. So basically what this guy is going to do is it's going to take, for right now I'm going to hard code it, but eventually it's going to be passed in to the parameter, so it can happen over and over and over and over again as many times as possible. Add, so this is a segment Rect Transform segment, public void add new segment, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to instantiate new script. So that's basically what I need. So let's go ahead and open this up here. This is going to be add new segment. It's going to be instantiate of type prefab is going to be okay. Okay, so instantiate here. Instantiate what this is going to be public object public type object, and this is going to be called segment section or whatever. Anyways, instantiate segment. Let's make this lowercase. Quite a bit over time here, so I'm trying to get this in. Segment section, and then vector 3, and this is going to be hard coded again until I could change it. So it's going to be the segment. Let's make this lowercase. Segment dot local position dot x. And then also, this is not going to be correct because I need to have it. So what I'll do is I'll instantiate this at some random location. This is what I'll do. Some random location. Because what I need to also do is parent it. And then this is just going to be this. My control paste is not working. Horton neon.identity. Alright, so then what I need to do is I need to parent. Whoa. Transform.set parent. So this is going to be, what do they call it in here? Segments. So I'll call this segment view. So it's going to be segment view public. It's not really a transform. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna do the, so here I need public transform. or just public object, and then this is segments view, and then instantiate, and then I'm going to get the let's just see if that works, and then we'll worry about that later, because it'll way over time, so we'll have to do that next time. One warning. Oh. Okay. So now, I need to go in here, the particular segment, let's call it a segment bar. I don't have these. See, my naming convention isn't very good, so I can't even remember. Segment section. Oh, segment section is the. So yeah, the Rect Transform is the particular segment that I'm going to mess around with, and then the segment thing is the prefab. Segment section, I originally wanted to be prefab, and the segment view is the segments. Alright, so now also when I hit that button, I want it to also call from the script holder. I want it to call the view add segments, new segments. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, so yeah, there it is. So segment bar was created, but it was not cloned. So perfect, it instantiated it at the right spot, so it just did 0, 0. So what I need to do is then parent it, right? Parent it here, the content. And then I need to copy it to the segment bar, copy the local to the segment bar, to the first segment bar, and then indent it. So let's go ahead and copy that, what I just said. So as comments, so we can do that next time. So here we still need to parent to segments view, use content section, and then we need to get the previous segment bar's local position, set the new segment bar's local position to the previous segment bar's old position plus the gap desired, the indentation desired. Alright, then go ahead and compile that. Alright, that's pretty much it for this video. We're way over time here, 45 minutes, but I wanted to at least get it to instantiate. I didn't get it to move, but that's fine. We were struggling there at the beginning. We're getting back into the groove here of Unity, so we are making some progress here. After that, this guy is going to be pretty well on its way. After that, I'll have to work on the anchors, so that it sizes dynamically correctly. So when you move your paint around like I'm doing on the Mono Develop, that it sizes correctly. So whenever I instantiate a new segment or whatever, it moves its anchors the right spot. So whenever you size it, it's correct. So with that, that is pretty much it for this for that piece. And then we just need to be able to add action, which also would be another prefab that would add down. So that would be another prefab. So right now we're getting it to do the whole bars, and then we need to get it to instantiate inside the bars, and then that's basically it for it. So probably we're going to do all the instantiating and all the correct moving transforms and stuff like that, then work on the anchors and then go from there. Alright, that's basically it for this video. This has been Steven from LegitTechTutorials. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe for more videos like it in this series and other series as well. Catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace.